They told him he was too skinny, too emotional, too obsessed. But what they didn't understand is that obsession is exactly what makes a legend. This is not just the story of Cristiano Ronaldo. This is the story of what happens when discipline becomes your identity. Before the stadium lights, before the trophies, before the world shouted his name, there was a boy from Madeira, Portugal. A small island, a simple home, a dream that felt too big for his surroundings. Cristiano didn't grow up with luxury. He grew up with hunger. Not just for food, but for a future. As a kid, he didn't want to be good. He wanted to be undeniable. And when you're chasing something bigger than your comfort, you learn early that talent is only the entry ticket. The real price is sacrifice. At just 12 years old, Cristiano left home to join Sporting Lisbon, a child living far from his family, in a new city with pressure on his shoulders. And that pressure? It could have broken him. But Cristiano didn't break. He built. While others rested, he trained. While others celebrated, he repeated. While others said tomorrow, he said now. Because deep down, Ronaldo understood something most people never learn. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. There were days he was tired, days he doubted himself, days he felt alone. But even then, he showed up. Not because it was easy, but because he refused to be average. Then came the moment that changed everything. A teenager steps onto the pitch, and the world starts to notice. Manchester United, a new country, a new league, a new level of intensity. And in the beginning, Ronaldo wasn't perfect. He had skill, he had speed, but critics said he was flashy, all style, no finish. And for some people, that kind of criticism becomes an excuse. But for Cristiano, it became fuel. He didn't argue. He didn't complain. He upgraded. He stayed after training. He worked on his finishing, his strength, his movement, his mindset. And slowly, the flashy kid became a machine. Goals turned into records. Records turned into trophies. Trophies turned into history. And when he returned to Manchester years later, he didn't return as a talent. He returned as a force. Then, Real Madrid. The biggest stage, the highest expectations. And Ronaldo didn't just play there. He dominated. Champions League nights, last-minute goals, knockout rounds where pressure crushes most players. But Ronaldo? He looked like he was born for it. Because pressure doesn't create champions. Pressure reveals them. But even legends face setbacks, injuries, doubt, losses that feel unfair, moments where the whole world watches you fail and waits for you to fall. But Ronaldo's greatest strength was never just his body. It was his mind. Because while others feared failure, he used it. He turned criticism into training sessions. He turned losses into lessons. He turned pressure into purpose. He didn't chase comfort. He chased greatness. And greatness demands pain. Cristiano Ronaldo is proof that you don't need to be born perfect. You need to be built. Built by early mornings. Built by late nights. Built by the days nobody claps for you. Because in the end, talent might start the race, but discipline finishes it. So if you're watching this right now, feeling behind, feeling doubted, feeling like the world doesn't believe in you, good. Let them doubt. And while they talk, you work.
Because one day, they won't ask who you are. They'll ask how you did it.